In this video, I'm gonna explain to you why it's important to get away from the one fell swoop mentality. These two octagons were explained in the last video about training for the CATW like a mixed martial artist. So let's look at this line graph on the lower right here. If you're an athlete or a mixed martial artist training to become a certain level, you want to become a good mixed martial artist and a good athlete, this green line would depict your progress over time. It's your improvement in your mixed martial arts skills and your athletic conditioning over time. So for you math people out there, this x-axis would be time and this y-axis would be your skills and your athletic conditioning. But so anyway, this green line would be your progress as a mixed martial artist and athlete toward becoming a good athlete and mixed martial artist. So like if this is the level where you need to be to survive in the octagon or the ring, well, it takes time and effort in order to get to this level. So that's easy to understand. Most of us understand that. It's common sense. However, some students do not understand that the same applies to their writing and reading skills. So in the same way, this horizontal line depicts the level of writing and reading skills that you need to pass the CATW, and this green line would be your progress over time. You in remedial or ESL classes, you're trained in those classes and workshops or labs, you're training to improve your reading and writing skills through different practices, different strategies that your professor and tutors will provide. So your training over time, you need to put effort and time and be open-minded to the different effective strategies. So training over time, and you will get here, but you can't get here without time, effort, and strategies. That's clear for mixed martial arts training, and that should also be clear for training your English writing and reading skills. So what exactly do I mean by the one fell swoop mentality? Well, let me explain by putting 2 points on here first, point 1 and point 2. So some students think that when they're starting at this level, that they could get up here in one fell swoop overnight, just like that. So they think that, okay, throughout the semester, they'll just go through the motion of, okay, just showing the professor that they're doing some work. They're just doing what they're told, but they're not really using it to improve their reading and writing skills, because they're thinking, oh, I don't belong here, I don't belong here, why am I here, I just need to pass the CATW. So they're not improving on the reading and writing skills. So throughout the semester, they go down this line right here, no improvement, and they think that in one fell swoop at the end of the semester, they could just get up to this level of reading and writing suddenly, without, you know, all the stuff that I talked about, putting in the effort, time, and really applying the strategies, being open-minded to different effective strategies. So they think that they could pass the CATW in one fell swoop just like that. So that's why I'm saying to get away from this mentality of, you know, thinking that you could just suddenly overnight in one fell swoop, just without, you know, progress over time, get up to this level and pass the CATW. That's unrealistic. Let me show you what really happens when a student has the one fell swoop mentality. Just because you think that this is gonna happen doesn't mean it's gonna happen. Just because you think you get rich overnight with a get rich quick scheme doesn't mean that's gonna happen, right? Well, anyway, so what really happens when you have the one fell swoop mentality? This is not what really happens. Even though you think that happens, it doesn't happen. What happens is you go down this line throughout that semester, and well, maybe you improve a little bit, you know, but if you're not putting in the effort and using the strategies and really getting into the training, you're not gonna have much improvement. So you just go down this line throughout one semester, second semester, and you're still way below the CATW level of writing, and you wonder, why am I not passing the CATW? And you're frustrated, and you just keep traveling down this line semester after semester. Although this is not common, but it does happen in some students when they have that mentality of one fell swoop. I'm sensing that some students may be saying or thinking, what if I'm not down here at this point? What if my reading and writing level is actually up here, not much below par, or not much below CATW passing level? Well, throughout my years teaching this stuff, tutoring students on this stuff, I know of many examples of students who say this, and for good reason, because it may be that they have a CATW score of 1 or 2 points below passing, you know, maybe a 54 or a 55, and so they think, okay, yeah, I'm really not that much below par, and so I don't really need to put that much effort in to just to pass the CATW. There have been cases where these students who think that they're up here near the passing level, throughout the semester, as I read more and more of their writings, I realize that they're really not up here, but they're, you know, actually below what they think they are, down here, or even way down here in some cases. And when I come across these students, in all these cases, I often like to say to these students, you're swimming in the Egyptian river in denial. I want to say that, but I don't, of course. There are many reasons I could think of why some of these students did get a score near passing 54, 55, when their writing level is actually far below. There are many possible reasons, but I'm not going to go into them here. Even if these students are right, and their writing and reading levels are actually up here, it still makes sense to follow what I'm advising here in these videos, to keep improving, to put effort and time into improving the writing skills, keeping the mind open to effective strategies, so that they can climb up this green line, you know, to keep improving and improving. It won't hurt, and if they're right in the end, their writing level will actually be, you know, way above CATW passing level, and they will be better off when they continue to English 12 and English 24. The number depends on which school, which campus. And also, better writing abilities and better public speaking abilities have been associated with higher learning potential. So, you know, it really just makes sense to use the time in remedial or ESL classes to just, you know, keep improving along this green line. If you're wrong, I often tell the students, if you're wrong and your writing level is not up here as you think, and if it's down here at a lower level than you think, you're gonna end up being frustrated, wasting a lot of time and money if you're wrong. If you're wrong and you think you're up here, you're down here, and you approach it, you know, as demonstrated in this blue line, and you're breezing along and thinking, oh, okay, I'm really not that far below par, not that far below CATW passing level, and so you're kind of breezing along, improving only a little bit, and when the semester ends, say here, you're way below your writing and reading level is way below par, and you don't pass. You're gonna be frustrated, and you're gonna have to come back to a class like this again. And if you continue to take the same approach, thinking, oh yeah, I could breeze through this, it's, you know, I'm really not that far below, then you'll continue the same cycle again and be frustrated again. The amount of time you need in order to climb up this line and improving your skills to get up to CATW passing level, the amount of time you need depends on many factors. One is where you started, at which point you started. That's one factor, but there are other factors too. Another factor is how many classes are you taking? Like, do you have enough time to put into the training and practice? Do you have enough sleep? I mean, if you're a student taking 18 credits and working 40 hours a week, then yeah, you might not have it may take you longer to climb up this line to this level, and so there are many factors that can cause you to take longer to reach the CATW passing level, and in those cases, it would probably be this line right here, where you're taking a bit longer before you reach this level. But you know, I mean, if you're one of the students who is taking only 2 classes and you only work, you know, 5 hours a week and you have plenty of time, then you really should have no excuse, because you should really be, you know, doing extra to train for the CATW, to train to and more importantly, to train to improve your overall writing and reading skills. But in the cases where you do have to travel down this blue line, the slower blue line, for whatever reason, one point that I want to make is don't get discouraged midway, and this happens, and you have to get away from this. So just because, let's say you're improving, and it's the end of semester 1, and you're right here, you're still not at, you know, par or at the level where you can pass the CATW. Don't get discouraged and, you know, and discontinue what you've been doing, because you should continue and you should keep enduring, because you don't want to get discouraged here and go down this path because of being discouraged. So don't do that. So just because you didn't pass after 1 semester, as long as you're improving, and a good way to tell is keep everything that you've written, keep all your work, so that you could actually tell when you're looking back at your work, and you could even show you know, a professor, a tutor, and they could determine whether you're progressing or not. So as long as you're progressing, don't feel bad, just keep going, keep your spirits up, and keep enduring, keep applying the strategies, being open-minded to different strategies from teachers and tutors. Here's the good news you want to hear. Many students do pass the CATW. Many students do improve enough along this green line within 1 semester to pass the CATW. So that's the good news. And there's been cases where students actually improve so much within 1 semester that they actually get up to the CATW passing level before the semester ends, and as they keep improving, by the time the semester ends, they're already above CATW passing level, and that's what you want to aim for. In the next video, I'll tell you about what these students do.